Alrighty, you guys, welcome back to a brand new episode here on
The ankle.
Hey Amber.
I hate you like I'm young.
This video is so raw, you guys. Fuck. Fuck me! And that's when I noticed the cold breeze. The ankle's a little mean. The ankle, the elbow, the fucking little tiny stick that he probably has is gonna post it. I'm just so fucking done.
So, hello guys, good morning. Good morning, I guess. This will come out at noon. Thank you so much for tuning on, and you guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, subscribe, comment. So, Rosee commented this under one of the posts that I made not yesterday. The day before, she commented this yesterday. Sorry. And to be honest, I really don't know what to think about it. First things first, I'm the realist. No. Obviously, guys, don't be going and sending hate to her. That's giving her engagement. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I mean, Rosee, again, it's engagement, so you think, I don't know. Now, I really don't have an issue with this statement. I mean, to be fair, in my little video, I did say, okay, guys, now we're going to get conspiracy time. So that kind of insinuates, like, yeah, we're talking shit. But what is it with the girls clearly reading that a community guidelines strike was given and thinking that I would be notified of who did it? You've been on here long enough, girl, you know. So that's what makes me really heavily question this. And the validity, the truth behind it. Oh no. So, I mean, no, Rosee, technically I cannot clarify that you didn't strike it down. Because it was for community guidelines, which anyone can throw. And, well, you and Amber operate in the same way. I'm finding that out. So, plus, like, I don't know. It's a little weird. She claims she had no idea I was reacting to her, but then also knows that Amber and her videos get taken down. Interesting. Girl, I'm going to be highly skeptical and I'm going to keep reacting to you. And also, you were telling your freaking minions to go and report anyone that reacts to you. So, it's you. It's you. You're just having your little freaking minions do it. And they know that. I just find it so odd that, like, they clearly are told it's community guidelines. And nope. They just automatically assume I must be a fucking dog idiot or some shit. Like, bitch, obviously I fucking know. It would tell me if you actually copyright struck. I ain't use those words, so you playing dumb just makes you look dumb. Alright, and with that, let's dive on into this. It's a long one, guys, so I don't know how long we're going to be here. Maybe we'll split it up. I don't know. I just want to be able to get it out before, like, 10. Post it for members. But, yeah, so that's a little update. I mean, I'll tell y'all again. Guys, stop giving her engagement. She clearly doesn't want it. Okay, bet. But yeah, so there's that. What was she talking about? Like, I got so much beef with other creators. Huh? Ooh, Zach. Okay. This is full pool workout. Recent health journey plus unpacking thoughts on fat acceptance. Alrighty, well, we know, hopefully, it ain't going to be an eating video, but if it is, I'll just cut out any of the parts, since that's apparently self-harm, but her uploading these videos regularly is completely fine. Okay, whatever. Eye roll. Alright, guys, well, thank you so much once again. I really do appreciate y'all. Again, Rosee doesn't want any type of engagement, so don't give it to her. Still going to talk our shit, though. Ooh. I think that has an issue with it, is like, well, our videos over here get a lot more views than hers do, so... But, yeah, okay. Little side rant over. I do apologize, but thank you for hearing me out. With that, let's dive right on into this, right? Shall we? Happy Halloween Eve. Y'all getting excited? I mean, Halloween on a Friday? Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me. I do try to stay positive, but I also stay real.
I love how this isn't a positive intro, even. It's just like, look at me struggle.
Fucking real right now. Hi, welcome to.
Be careful, Rosee. I was being really nice.
I just recorded 30 minutes plus of this, and I just deleted all of it because I think, diverging too much about another subject. Not about anything related to stuff I've posted recently, just about.
Interesting, okay. Now, this is an old video, guys, remember. 2 years ago.
Things that happened in my not so far past prior to me creating.
The little legs in the water, I love it. I knew this was going to be a great video, guys. Okay? We're not making fun of her body at all. I don't feel the need that we have to, like, be dicks with Rosee yet, at least. But I love how water, like, refracts or whatever the image and just kind of distorts it.
YouTube channel. I've been having some issues in regards to my health, as a lot of you know, but in very recent history, I just started another medication and it's not been going well. And so if you can hear that in my voice, I apologize. It's currently Sunday morning. I've been waiting to see if I'd level out a little bit.
You know what's interesting? I saw a comment talking about Jordy, he knows kind of like what it's like that just any video on someone kind of instantly gets flagged. Eugenia Cooney is dealing with that. And isn't she like part of a lawsuit right now also? Like it's a whole big deal. I saw a article on that last night too. And I was just like, wait, damn. Damn, okay, interesting. I don't know if it's Eugenia. I don't think it's Eugenia that's suing, but someone's suing someone, and YouTube is involved for censoring certain creators when they aren't inherently doing anything wrong, like Eugenia. But they kind of are, though. They kind of are. I mean, Eugenia's been promoting that type of lifestyle for her entire channel, really. It's a quiet promotion of it.
If I could get in a bit of a cheerier mood, to kind of maybe like goof around or talk about lighthearted things, but I just don't think I'm there mentally. So we're gonna kind of just meet me where I'm at.
Okay, so we got a 40-minute rant. Good lord.
But this is me just kind of starting the stretching processes, because whenever I was initially released from.
Hold on, I'm just really recognizing the headphones in the pool.
Hospital, I started working first on just kind of getting myself set up mentally, and then very quickly I started hopping into the pool pretty much every single day. And
Yeah, I think a pool would be incredible for you and Amber. You know what? For your collab ladies, why don't you bring her down there and she can just have a little soak. Be her first bath in years.
I was processing a lot of anger. I was going through some stuff when I first got out of the hospital, related to someone who was really incredibly abusive towards me.
Is this the creepy pedo that you were defending? Is that who we're talking about?
And has made a lot of salacious lies and claims, including, saying I was lying about being disabled.
Oh, T.
Because an article was written about me through the Daily Mail when they didn't even contact.
Wait, the Daily Mail wrote an article on Rosee? Daily Mail is trash, but like, Rosee, how did you end up on there? Rosee girl, what are you doing here?
and misrepresented me. I mean, they didn't contact me. It was just written based off of a.
So sue them. Sue them then. There was a drag queen in the UK that randomly their photo got placed in an article where they were talking about it had to do with, the trans bathroom bills and all of that. And they labeled her a PDF in that article. She won that lawsuit, mind you. Mm.
Article written about me on the Sun, with
Another one? Holy fuck.
cherry picked quotes, because that's how the media works, right?
Well, kind of, yes. I think even in poor journalism, though, there's still a sliver of the truth.
And it was just kind of a snowball effect in that way. And in fact, the article.
But, here, Rosee, think about it this way, girl. It's like Abby Lee Miller, Kind of no press is bad press. I mean, not even Amber has had the freaking Daily Mail write about her. I mean, hey, kind of a flex.
I mean, didn't really generate a ton of positive attention. Like, I think I did get a little bit, but I got.
Oh, so she wants to be in the shits. She wants to be commenting and everything, joining in on the conversation, but only if it's going to bring her positive attention. Well, that's not how that works, girl. That's not how that works, especially when you're not necessarily doing positive things.
A lot of hate comments, and it went like semi-viral, not really, but kind of on Facebook. And I didn't read a single comment because I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Oh, I bet.
Self, with mostly laugh reacts, because the
So, saw it on Facebook, all of the laugh reacts, but guys, I didn't read the comments. Okay.
article was just representing me to be far more, I guess, vapid than I actually am. And
Is that really, the worst thing about it? I don't know, Rosie.
I was more disabled than I am. Even though the caption of the picture that they took of mine thoroughly explained it, they grossly misrepresented it. And that post is still up. I think the post was from like March
Oh, no.
11th or something. But,
I haven't seen it, so.
I was really struggling with my mobility, and I was actually hiding a lot of it, and I was forcing myself and overworking myself based on, how I was treated as a child and trauma related to my childhood. And it's just one of those things where I was struggling with some internalized ableism, and I was struggling to kind of figure out what was going on with me. I did not know so much of it was contributed to the undiagnosed diabetes that I had developed, I believe, in the course of like 3 to 4 months. And so,
are you insinuating you developed diabetes in 3 to 4 months? Rosie.
I'm working on my endurance and pushing myself to be able to do what you're seeing on camera right now, because a lot of this would have been physically impossible for me in the beginning of May.
The silent counting to herself.
And
no, that's good, girl. That's good. No one's knocking you for, actually trying.
It was really, really painful, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to go from just being someone who is trying to make friends and trying to be a part of these friendships where I thought were people that wanted to support me, who were in actuality, with proof, talking bad about me and salaciously,
This is a little odd, in my opinion. A little odd.
crap behind the scenes and using me and all this stuff to thinking that, things had been cut off and I was blocked because I was sent text to cut off the friendship while I was literally throwing up in a trash can.
I almost said foodie. Rosee, you're giving way too much context and not enough. Which is an interesting thing to do. You're giving us so many details and at the same time telling us nothing. I was throwing up in a trash can. What the fuck does that got to do with anything?
As I was so sick and I was just not in the headspace to deal with the absolute crap of a fake text that I was sent that had other context to it that's frankly at the end of the day not fucking important.
Why are we bringing it up?
I'm not here to get into the tit for tat and all that crap. It's in my past. And
that reads a little bit as a red flag, but that's also my own kind of preconceptions from Girl World. I'm trying not to, think of Rosee as our normal Girl World character. But the more that I watch, it's a little hard to not see it that way.
There were so many lies and misrepresentations that happened. I don't even know how to get into it without researching a really horrifically, disgustingly nasty human being into my life that I don't want. But I refuse to sit here and talk about my journey and pretend that that atrocious behavior wasn't the catalyst that set me into realizing that that's what I could become. That bitter, hateful, disturbed, disgusting energy from my own regret of my own mistakes of my own past being projected onto other people around me. I never want to behave or act like that towards anyone.
Well, that's fine and fair, and I guess I appreciate that. However, you're not really giving context, so we don't really know what to be looking out for.
Really, I don't think that's something I'd ever actually be or become, but I could see how misery could turn me into something like that.
Misery loves company.
And it made me realize that I had started walking down a path, and I had been on a path for years, honestly.
So, was the article right or wrong? Because from the sounds of it, from the little bit of context clues you've given, it sounds like the article was actually, spilling some tea, and that's made you reconsider. And I think that's fair. That's fair to say, and I think that's okay to acknowledge. I don't know what the article said, to be honest, though.
That was only going to hurt me in the end. And that I was surrounding myself in echo chambers and self-justifications.
Don't we think that's kind of what we're still doing, Rosee?
And I don't want that for myself. So that's how I've landed here, to being in this pool, pushing myself. This is really hard.
Wait, that should have been our...
pushing myself.
You know what, girl, get it. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I can't get a thumbnail.
This is really hard. Like, sometimes I'm singing and, look at me. I'm vibing, right? But sometimes I'm cussing under my fucking breath, just like wanting this to be over. But I keep, monitoring my heart rate and making sure it's staying in.
That's like such a nice setup. Goddamn.
Range and doing my best. Because that's all I can be. That's all I can do. And I just think, by the way, these like little tiny steps I've learned a great way to get my heart rate up for some reason. I think whenever I try to do like really like small, fast-paced steps, it's like the best way for me, especially with my arms. But when I'm doing all the other stuff, it's not as fast of a result. So I've been kind of learning more about my limitations and stuff. Prior to me being attacked online, there was one person that actually.
And let's not say it like it's such a special thing, girl. Everyone goes through moments where you just have like a wave of people that really disagree with you. And that's okay. Everyone goes through that though. Like
Knew the depth of my.
everyone, even you could throw out the most beloved people out there. I mean, look at Jenna Marbles. It found its way to her and she was like, I hear you. I'm going to take a step back. And she did, respectfully.
My physical issues that I had never really talked about online out of shame.
Okay.
And that was the person.
Although, to be honest, of all the people, really, Jenna Marbles, that one was just like, okay.
Attacked me online, publicly, maliciously, unprovoked.
Honestly, actually, true tea, how smart of it was Jenna Marbles. She said, I don't necessarily like where everything's heading right now, so before, maybe something happens, I'm just gonna walk away. I mean, that's pretty smart.
Stress that enough, because really what ended up happening was the narrative was manipulated and shifted so much and so quickly away from that. And no matter how much I tried to bring it up, it didn't matter because this person had like 16 years in this industry. I mean, they're irrelevant now, and
Shady. Who?
they're slowly fading out, and they're
Amber?
just
No.
a fake and vapid person.
Oh?
But they think that moving onto a mainstream platform for the money is going to help replace those careers.
Isn't that kind of what you did? Who's she talking about?
Still using food to do it. So that's one of the reasons why
I'm confused.
I realized like mukbanging is not what's for me. And I want to talk about food, but I want to talk about it in the way of how I'm trying to heal with it. And I want to talk about my journeys and my movement and everything. And
see, I feel like I'm still really hopeful for Rosee, even though this video is 2 years old, and I don't know as though we've made any progress in those 2 years.
This was really.
Although, to be fair, who am I to be saying what progress Rosee has or has not made in her individual life? If she has made progress, then the only person it matters to is Rosee, so.
Hard. And what I'm really proud of is after this workout, I was not nearly as sore as I've ever been the next day after a workout because my body's getting more and more used to it.
Yeah, that's good.
I am losing weight. I'm actually 10 pounds down since the start of my YouTube channel.
Okay. And is no takeout, whatever, still going well?
This no eat out challenge has been amazing for me.
What the fuck? Rosee. I feel like this is the universe telling me that we gotta react to you, gal. We're on the same page.
I've been eating really well. I've been letting myself have things as I want them. I bought that chocolate, and I still have 2 pieces left from whenever that vlog was. It's the 15th, or excuse me, the 16th now. I'm not feeling an urge to binge. In fact, beyond those 2 really stressful days that I vlogged, I haven't even really been tempted to eat out at all. Let alone, honestly, I've been seriously considering just cutting fast food from my diet entirely.
I mean, What do you really have to gain from it?
Probably allows Zaxby's to stay in there, but when I say fast food, I mean like the big chains, like the McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King. I don't really like Taco Bell.
Now I'm side-eyeing you. What the fuck? No.
But just like those like main core foods. I ever get the chance to travel and try
I think maybe because there's too many vegetables with Taco Bell. Kidding. I'm kidding.
in out a Whataburger burger, you bet your ass I'm going to try those because I've never tried them. But beyond that, what I really mean is like
When I was out in Vegas, I wanted to try In-N-Out, but Vegas is such a hard city to like maneuver. I don't like it. I love Vegas. Love it. Not a gambler or party or anything like that, but I just love the camp of everything. But, big but, walking around is such a pain in the ass. Takes you like 15 minutes to cross the street.
really
And everything's so far away. Like, oh my god, I wasn't doing it.
so ready for a lifestyle. I showed on my Cook With Me video that I had gotten rid of that like brown streak on my neck that someone told me the technical term of it once, but I believe it's related to insulin resistance. That in 10 weeks, I got that complete brown streak on, I think, both sides of my neck. I only showed one side.
Oh. Amber, are we listening?
But I'm pretty sure it's on both sides of my neck are now both completely gone.
Good.
And that's from the...
Could that be a washing thing? Because we know with Amber, it was because of the chokers. Well, I don't think it was really because of the chokers. Let's be for real. I think, it was probably the same issues, insulin resistance.
Dramatic reduction of my sugar intake. And now I eat fruit for my candy. Like, I get a fresh mango or nice ripe mango. Ooh.
Oh, God. Amber's gone down this route. Oh, fruit! Tastes just like candy. Are you going to eat it, though? To be fair, we've seen Rosee eat more fruit in the few videos that we've actually watched of her than Amber in years. So, fair on her for that.
I don't need no gummy worms anymore. I got my mango,
Okay.
And so I never could have 3 months ago gotten in the pool and done 40 minutes of active working out like this. And I started by doing an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of very mild, low grade
3 hours, Rosee, be so for real.
Stretching. I just got my body used to the movements. And that's what landed me on being in the position and the place to even make
the head. Is a head banging? Is that what she's doing?
kickboxing video to begin with.
Okay.
And the recent events from this past weekend made me realize
should have kept going to kickboxing.
That I do need to focus on myself. But I will talk about events related to other people in relation to what I've gone through.
Okay. Can we get actual context for these things, though?
You guys are going to learn more about me. I've got a couple interviews scheduled already, and I've got a launch coming out in a few days. That
Amber could never. Right? Like, I could actually see Rosee being the person that Amber is collabing with because Rosee will do all the work. I mean, Rosee does quite a bit. We'll see. We'll see.
In the works since before I was even hospitalized, believe it or not. And so I'll be posting about those, and I'm excited about those. I just believe that, everything happens for a reason. And as painful as what I experienced was, it was not nearly the worst thing I've ever gone through, which says a lot. Not even close. I don't even know if it hits top. It does.
Why do I feel like this video muted would still be something for, like, you know, the fetish community? I've been trying not to think that, but, like, it's just always kind of there in the back of my mind.
Doesn't hit top 5. I'm not even sure if it's in top 10. But it impacted me, and even though it may not be, one of the quote unquote worst, it was possibly one of the most, like, there's a word I'm looking for. Cataclysmic? That's not a word.
Cataclysmic?
Just like the complete catalyst for an immense amount of change in my life.
Okay.
Over the past decade that I've been in fat acceptance, body positivity, and eventually landing in the feederism, that was later on.
Yeah, do you see how that was like a slippery slope? And so maybe that's why some people don't agree with that logic, right? You went from fat acceptance, body positivity, which is more so just about loving yourself. That has nothing to do with the body that you're in. And then you slipped very quickly into direct fetishization of your body. It's
It was kind of weird how, like, I started in body positivity. I was super into that. Eventually,
I don't think it's weird at all. I actually think it's a pipeline. I think it is. For super morbidly obese people, I think body positivity and fat acceptance is more of a slide into, that part of online communities or whatever. But I think it depends on the individual and how far they allow themselves to go. I mean, for perpetually online people, yeah, I bet it would probably be an even easier slope to go down.
more into fat acceptance, and then I was kind of redirected into the feederism community later.
I was redirected. Like, an usher came and said, "Ma'am, actually, your ticket is for the next train."
In life, or later on in that journey, I was like anti-dieting this entire time, and I still kind of am, but I'm also not nearly as...
I'm anti-diet culture, but I'm not anti-dieting. There's a difference.
stringent on what that belief means than I was then, because I think I viewed anti-dieting as like anti-healthy eating almost for a while there. Like, that mindset of like, how dare someone tell me that I can't have some candy every now and again, or, that frame of mind. And then what that ends up turning into when things really fall south for me is it's not an every now and again, it's an every day. And just those echo chambers that I had fallen into in different communities, and those loops of self-justification that really did me in, man. Really, really did me in. Because to me now, what I see anti-dieting as is like the yo-yo dieting, the like, fad diets, the
1,000%. Okay. So we're on the same page a bit here.
extreme restrictions, things like that.
Well, no, I do believe in restriction, but that's a to each their own thing. I understand some people do not thrive in that, and it triggers other people to go and do more unhealthy behaviors. I hear you. I'm not telling just anyone to go and restrict themselves. Doesn't work for everyone.
That's definitely stuff like diet culture, all of that I still don't really subscribe to, and those are just my beliefs, right? Because what I'm doing is working for me. I am intuitively eating, trying to eat nutrient-rich foods, and allowing myself certain things that are going to help me stay successful. Like if I want to buy some frozen corn dogs, I'm going to do that. If I want.
Yeah, the thing we've kind of seen though is her not going towards healthy foods, but you know, whatever.
Eat gnocchi. I'm going to do that. I'm going to let myself have certain processed foods. But the more I've been doing this and the longer I've been eating more healthily, the more I'm realizing that when I am eating certain processed foods, I just don't even want them because they make me feel crappy and they make it harder for me to be physical.
Okay.
And that's going against my long-term goals and the growth that I've done mentally. And this recent medication change that I've been dealing with has really
Is this 40 minutes of stretching, Rosee?
impacted me severely negatively. It's not even been a week yet. And so I'm hoping it might level out. But honestly, the symptoms are so severe. The anxiety is so severe. I have a lot of really unpleasant symptoms that have come back, including my intrusive thoughts that I don't really ever discuss publicly. They're very, very difficult to cope through, but I do because it's all I can do. And I don't like to give them power, so I don't speak them into existence ever, and nor do I.
I'm trying not to go Amber on her. Trying, you guys.
To, so you don't need to worry about asking questions about that. I just wanted to share.
I just wanted you to know what a fighter I am.
I know that there are people watching out there that have thoughts that come into their head and they're so thrown off by them. And so
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, Rosee. Everyone has negative thoughts. Okay? And I think negative thoughts and intrusive thoughts are different. Like, intrusive thoughts are thoughts that you would never have, but for some reason you are. You know? Like, have you ever been behind someone on the stairs and, like, just the thought comes in your head? Yeah, I'm not going to even say it because, like, probably. Just the thought, you would never think to freaking do something like that. But it just pops in your head randomly and you're like, no. Or if, for me, I would say an intrusive thought when you're driving and you just see a tree and you're like, well, that's an intrusive thought. I don't know. Maybe that's what she's talking about. But girl, it sounds like you're just like have trauma to process.
even mortified by them because it's not your thought.
Okay, wait, no, maybe not. Never mind. I don't know.
It's your mental health
Okay.
being shitty. By the way, these most
I don't know.
are me trying to see how much I can push my knees, and I'm standing on my bad knee, so this leg I was able to power a lot harder. But I'm not an expert, obviously. I'm kind of just following my body, my intuition, and I don't want to sit here and claim that I know this or that. But if any of my movements inspire you for how you want to manage yourself in, doing pool workouts or workouts in your own home, I actually bought an anti-fatigue foot mat. I didn't even know that was a thing. I haven't opened it yet, or to use it or whatever.
Oh, probably just like a soft gel kind of like pad. You should get that for the kitchen.
Because honestly, I don't really have the space here. But when I don't live here, I'm gonna need to accommodate my current mobility status to keep movement on days where I can't just pop over to my parents' house. So I got like an anti-fatigue foot mat. I'm gonna want to get one of those like biking pedal things that you can do while sitting in a chair. I've seen some of the people my size on TikTok and stuff using that, and I definitely want to look into getting one of those at some time in the future and working on like chair exercises and stuff. And so I may even make videos of me exploring that and doing that journey on my own right.
For her. It's like she's doing yoga.
But, doing whatever you can to make movement fun has been what's so successful for me recently. I
Okay.
actually found this Instagram page a long time ago. Her name's like Faye of Silks. She does like silk dancing. Like she's got
Oh,
these gorgeous silk.
God. Sorry, I just got the mental image of Amber like doing a silks class and her just like with the silk under her stomach probably just swinging around with her arms out like she was a fairy. Just spinning on one toe.
And then she just plays this wonderful music and just kind of like twirls around, and it's so pretty. And she's got these lovely, some of them are costumes, and I think some of them are just like really pretty ethereal like dresses. And that's something I really want to do. I really want to strive for that. And
Girl, you want to be doing the silks? Okay.
I may be clunky in my movements. I may, not exactly be the epitome of grace, but this is new for me. And challenging myself and trying to be better myself has been the focus of my journey, even if I lose sight of it, even if I'm getting
Well, it's been 2 years, Rosee. Did we lose sight?
distracted and getting caught up in the whirlwind of other things. I do my best to try to recenter myself and call myself out and call myself to action whenever necessary. And with the internet, it's kind of hard. The internet is so quick to judge and so quick to tear someone down the moment they make a mistake, and not even giving them the chance to address it, right? Or, to show that, hey, you know what, I did make a mistake. I'm sorry. Let me show you how I'm going to fix that.
I would disagree. I mean, of course, there's going to be some people that aren't here for it, but I would disagree. I would say most people are pretty understanding and forgiving, but to an extent. And that's fair.
And that's, something, again, that I really strive for. And, I've already reached out to my doctor regarding this med change stuff because it's really
I also, hold on, sorry. I should have included this in the beginning. I also highly doubt she doesn't know that I'm talking about her. Because she knows, like, some drama. So, I don't know.
fucking with me. I've been struggling to do anything other than be in bed because of the amount of issues that it's put me on. And what's kind of frustrating about this whole situation is Prozac is an SSRI, and I've had SSRIs listed as an allergy per my request for years now.
What? So then, girl, why would you be on it? Huh?
As I've had so many issues with SSRIs. And per my research, my understanding is people who are autistic tend to actually have a lot of
Oh.
issues with SSRIs.
Oh. Listen, I ain't saying that I don't believe her, but what I am saying is when it comes to something like this, you should probably have the diagnosis before you go spouting stuff. You really, really should.
End up with the issues that I've had with them. And I was talking to my psych about all of this, and we tried multiple medications, and we were having issues. And he mentioned Prozac, and I asked him what kind of medication it was, and he told me the name for it, like the full technical term. And I realized it sounded like the SSRI, so I had him clarify, and that's when he told me. And I looked at him, and I was initially frustrated, but I trust this doctor a lot, and that doesn't happen for me often. And so I said, okay, I will give this a shot, even though I knew the likelihood is I would be in the situation that I'm currently in. Because, I have been struggling my entire life with medicine consistency. And in this, go about ever since getting metformin.
Well, couldn't it maybe be just a you thing? I don't want to be like gaslighty, but like that could just be kind of like you're getting in your head, girl.
I've been very good about being consistent in a way that I have not normally been.
That is very amber coded, not consistently being up to date on your health meds.
And I am proud of that. Seriously. But because of that history and because I did make that as a self-determination, I chose to trust my doctor. And so it seems like my self-determination was correct. And I'm going to have to talk to him about it. And
Now listen, y'all can say what you want about me. I know I use a lot of TikTok buzzwords, but Rosee uses a fucking lot. My God. And just because something's a buzzword on TikTok, like, it's still a word. Just so happens people are talking about it.
Whether or not we keep going for another week and I just have to suffer through it to prove
Also
that.
knows TikTok, like, speak. It's a lot of therapy talk. So watch out there.
Right or not, I will listen to my doctor, because when you find a doctor that you genuinely trust and has shown in the way that they speak or in their actions and how they treat you and how they diagnose you and everything, you got to listen to them, because if you're not, then you're only potentially hurting yourself. And so
Look at her fighting off those intrusive thoughts.
I know what our next plan of action is
Yeah!
possibly going to be, because I brought up gabapentin. I think that would help me a lot with a lot of this.
Damn, girl, that's the same shit Goo's on. To be fair, it reacts differently in dogs and humans. I think, no, gabapentin is his anxiety medicine, I believe. But he has one that in humans, clonidine, I think that's the one. That one in humans is a blood pressure or heart rate medication. So humans, if you don't have a problem, you don't fucking take that. But for dogs, it just helps to decrease their heart rate, keeps them out of that like panic mode.
That I have.
Like, it doesn't sedate him. He's still very playful, and has a lot of freaking energy. He's a Rottweiler, but it keeps him out of that panic state. So when he does want to actually calm down, like right now, he's sleeping, he can. Before, guys, oh my God. The first, I would say 2 months that I had him, looking back, it was just constant. He was never able to fully really calm down, but now he can.
Regarding the nerve pain and some of the other stuff.
Let's also remember, he has severe fucking trauma. So like, his life, unfortunately, like even a person with traumas, is never going to be the same again, and it's never going to be quote unquote normal again, no matter how much I'm able to provide for him. But we're just trying to make him as comfortable as possible.
To how that happens in my body in relation to stress and triggers and everything. But it's just, I am in that guinea pig phase of figuring out what works for me and what doesn't, which is why I'm seeing a psychiatrist bi-weekly. It's been
Okay.
a hard experience,
I
to say the least. And I want to document these things and talk about them in full, because I know that this journey isn't just the beginning, which is crazy to say, because I've been on probably a couple journeys in this life already and been through a lot already. But, as someone who hasn't tried a real health kick in this way, in almost 10 years. I mean, in 2021, I did do some dietary changes, but it wasn't even as strict as what I'm doing now. Not even close. And I don't even know if what I'm doing is necessarily strict or not, because I don't have rules.
To be honest, Rosee, you could probably continue to eat the way that you are now, as long as you just add, not constant, but frequent exercise in there. You'd still lose weight. You still would, just from the improving your movement. Eventually, you'd have to start, changing your diet up if you wanted to continue, but You would. I mean, we've said it forever with Amber. Like, if she just got up and actually did shit, the weight would just fall right off.
Listening to my body, and the more I'm listening to myself and really trying to align myself with my goals, I'm really sticking to like proteins, fruits, and veggies and cheese.
You know what? I hear you, girl.
And I do have carbs.
See, she's so much more entertaining and just, I think, a little more endearing. I know that she has her controversies, but I think when the real side of her comes out, like the real, not the when she thinks she's being so real. I don't know. It's entertaining.
Um, but you know, one of my most recent favorite meals has been these chicken burgers, and I make this delicious like mashed sweet potato mixture, and I just eat that with a fork with a mustard drizzle. It was kind
Oh, okay. Very Amberlynn.
of inspired by that Tiffany girl. I
Stop. That's the girl who does the fucking mustard and cottage cheese plates, right? The one that Amber copied.
put like guacamole on a chicken burger. And I was like, I don't know if I'd want to do that, but she might have at one point did it with sweet potato as well. But I see her eat
Ugh.
a lot of sweet potato, and I've been wanting to eat with those more. So actually,
I do apologize if you hear just constant ass ripping in the back. Like, I'm gonna go walk Goo. He's asleep, but he's just farting. God.
to the produce market yesterday, and I bought like a metric fuck ton of sweet potatoes because I think I'm gonna roast a bunch of.
You should be careful there, girl. Should be careful. I'm all for a sweet potato, but I don't think we should be having them every day when we do have a issue with diabetes.
And freeze some of them just so I have it like ready to pull out and thaw, ready to go. Also, sweet potatoes are only 79 cents a pound right now, so I was like, hey, let's stock up. Um, and I just want to see how that goes, you know. So that was me showing my 150 something heart rate, but you can't even really see it. But I felt so accomplished after this workout and really proud of myself.
Okay, chase that feeling.
This is just something that I saw as an impossibility for so long. And I'm really grateful that I have access to a pool like this. And I'm hopeful that in the future, you know, I'll be in a place where I'll have my own pool in my own private backyard like this. But, you know, I've got a lot of work to do before I get to that point. You know, I went through a pretty rough breakup as well in the recent
Oh, are we really gonna bring this up?
last few years, and a big theme of that breakup for me, ironically, was love isn't enough, and
Remember, her issue with the guy that had some really terrible allegations against him, her issue was he didn't like how much she talked about herself. That was the issue. Not everything that he did that involved kids. So,
I've been thinking about that in terms of fat acceptance.
what?
Here in the fat acceptance communities that I was a part of, I was very heavily involved in haze and the just the way the fat communities operated. And I think a big draw to me was like I'm considered a super fat, which is pretty much like one of the highest tiers. I think there's another term above what I would be considered, which is considered like infinite.
Hold on. I have to hear this because that's definitely Amber. Infinity fat? Is that what she's gonna say?
Another term above what I would be considered, which is considered like infini fat, like infinite, I guess, but infini fat.
Oh, oh my god. That just seems like you're being a dick, right? Oh my god. Oh, it's Amber. Sorry.
And the way the fat spaces worked is there was almost like a hierarchy in a sense of like the larger you are, the more oppressed you are. And so you had a
Well, yeah, that makes sense. The more oppressed you are by the body you built, okay.
more weight in your terms of experience. And it was kind of just expected that you had to kind of operate and view people in that way.
Girl, I think you were in a specific kind of body positive space. There's a big difference. Big difference. I would say if a body positivity space has only super morbidly obese people in it, then that's a rocky area to be in. Body positivity and body acceptance is for everyone, not just if you're fat.
And I guess for me, as someone who does believe that there is real oppression in the world, well,
I, Rosee, let's clock our privilege here, okay? Let's clock it just a little bit. Yes, things are definitely by no means perfect here in America, but I like to think, even though things are bad, it's not as bad as it could be yet, at least, you know?
I know oppression is probably a hot button word, but where it's just the society.
I don't think you get to say you're oppressed because you're fat. I think you could say you face certain struggles that only a larger bodied person would, but to say it's oppression, I don't know. I don't know. Oppression, like there's a power dynamic in here, and who's in charge of this right now? It's Rosee. So I don't know. I just don't think it's a smart mindset to have. Like, I'm being oppressed. I'm not invalidating anyone if they really do face true oppression, because there is oppression here in America. But Rosee, for us white folks, nah. We can talk about classism and whatnot. I think that definitely affects all people, but I don't think we're having that conversation here.
Not set up to consider that we even exist, let alone with us in mind. And I want to make it clear these are beliefs I'm still deconstructing. So,
Okay. So you don't necessarily believe that. I guess that's good. Because I understand what you're saying, but I'm going to counter that with, well, I don't think we should be promoting or encouraging people to get to this point. And if that means making certain amenities less accessible, I don't know. I understand it a little bit, but I also don't think it's society's um, right or job to be the ones to like enforce that on y'all. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's a catch-22. I see both sides of the coin on it.
please understand, I'm figuring out what my beliefs are. So, if I'm misspeaking or I'm contradicting myself, I do apologize. I have seen recently some people
I
refer
also think we're at the point now where just about anything can be justified with just about anything if you do the mental hoops enough, you know? I don't know.
as like a community hopper, which
Well,
boggles my mind because the only communities I've hopped from, they're from feudalism into where I'm at right now.
uh, that's not true based off of what you already told us in this video, girl. You went from fat acceptance, body positivity to feederism, and now you're jumping to YouTube. And I have heard some things, but I've been trying not to be like mean about it. That like girl essentially got laughed out of those communities as well for kind of acting a fool, which seems to be carried over to YouTube a little bit every now and then.
I was in all those communities for like a decade. I didn't leave them. So I have no idea where that narrative popped up from. But
she's bringing up a lot of things and not giving the true full context to it, and that tells me maybe we're not hearing the full truth.
I left a really toxic mindset behind me.
Okay. Oh, did she just stub her toe? Did y'all see that?
I left a really toxic mindset behind me. See, this is me really struggling trying to do something new. I'd never actually done this before, and it was
Girl, pulling yourself up out of a pool is hard for a lot of people, so
very painful on my knees. So that's why I only did 5 on each side, but I forced myself to finish out each 5, even though it hurt.
Well, that's how you go to do just a little bit more, and each time you gotta push yourself a bit.
And so anyway, back to the fat acceptance stuff. You know, a lot of that has to do with like learning to love yourself and self-love and all of that. And I really believe that's so important, and that's what's so great about body positivity.
Okay. But I also think it can be a slippery slope.
But in terms of fat acceptance and all of that, just learning to love your fat isn't enough, because you have to learn to love yourself in an all-encompassing way enough to want to push yourself to strive towards health.
Right.
And what I believe fat acceptance did to me was it gave me an echo chamber.
I think the internet is what you make of it. And so if you allow yourself to go into a space that only echoes one opinion and one way of thinking, that's on you. Yeah, that's on you. I think we need to take a little bit of accountability in that if you went down that kind of like pipeline, you allowed it to happen. Right? Right? Y'all, this video's taking forever. I really hope it doesn't get taken down again.
To be okay with staying where I was at, to the degree that I was against trying to better myself in those ways. And that's my experience. I don't want to speak for anyone else. And like I've said a couple times here, I do believe in body positivity. I do believe I'm beautiful. And I don't say that with an air of arrogance. I say that I've overcome so much, and I have a level of confidence that I've earned in the face.
Okay, period. I mean, I don't know as though I necessarily believe her, but I like the energy.
A lot of evil, in the face of a lot of adversity, in the face of a lot of trial and tribulation. A lot of it, I was completely...
I feel like Rosee is who Amber might be if she actually went to therapy. Who knows? No, I know y'all say like how Jordan Rosee is just as bad. I don't see it, you guys. I don't see it. I I just can't imagine Rosee charging someone, digging her nails into them, and violently assaulting people. I don't know.
in, and some of it, I definitely
Killing her cats? I couldn't see it.
choices that led me to those moments.
But also, to be fair, who wants to believe that anyone is like that?
So, in moving forward with my channel, I really want to just focus on my life story, on, doing fun things. Like I'm currently working on an Ipsy unboxing video, and I'm really open to suggestions on content. I've got a list of ideas already. I would love to potentially collaborate with some people, um, regarding lifestyle content, other plus size people who are trying to be like, I heard someone use the term a fit fatty. I'm not trying to get to some like small weight or anything like that. What I was saying for
Oh, okay. This is, I think we're still on the slippery slope. Yeah.
I said this recently, but I've been saying this for many, many, many years. My true goal is to be able to do things like go horseback riding, ride roll.
Rosie, you're not going to be able to do that if you don't lose weight. I'm sorry, girl. You're just not. A roller coaster? Uh, Listen, at my heaviest, there were some rides where I was really pushing it. And I've said this before, that was a huge motivator for me because I love roller coasters. And just like the thought of going through the like, you can't fit, you gotta get off as the entire train is waiting there for you. Like, it's a moment that I dread for anyone to experience. It's just so embarrassing.
Coasters again. I want to go to Disney. I want to do those things and it not be a giant waste of money. I want
Well, girl, it's going to be that regardless.
to, I only live a couple hours from Disney right now, and I have not been. I've not been
That's wild. That's wild. Sorry, I would have been. I would have been.
to Disney. I guess I went when I was 2, but I don't remember it.
Damn.
Like, I would even get the resident discount, and I don't want to go because I just know that
Disney is a lot more accessible, though, girl. So I would say of any of the parks, Disney is the one to go to.
the only thing I could do is eat my way through Disney, and that's not what I'm trying to do either.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to gain 10 pounds.
Ride the roller coasters. I wanna do more. I want to be able to walk those 5-10 miles a day, and I can't do that right now. But
Yeah, I don't miss that about amusement parks, I'll tell you what. Have any of y'all been to Cedar Point? Whoo! I don't think any amusement park has made me as sore as Cedar Point did. It's miles and miles of walking, you guys. Oh my god. And especially if you're like me, where like you just kind of hop around to where the shortest lines are. We were running all over the park. I think it was like 2 or 3 days that we were there. Oh, and we stayed at the Kalahari Resort. Beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. I highly recommend.
I'll be able to in the future because
Maybe not so
set my
much anymore. I think we all feel a little differently now about like safaris and zoos and whatnot. But they do really treat their animals nicely there. So
into something and actually set my mind to it and follow through with it, I can do fucking anything.
period.
I used to go by the username Fat Rose Phoenix on the internet when I
Okay, that's a choice. Whoops, sorry. That's a choice.
came back after I initially deleted my first account. Quirky Love Rose was what I went by back in the day, and I recently reclaimed the username when I realized I just wanted to go back to my roots. I wanted to go back to the fun-loving girl that I wanted to be, or the fun-loving person that I wanted to be. And I picked that name because I have such an affinity for phoenixes. A lot of people assume that has something to do with me living in Arizona, which was never the case, but phoenixes, they rise from the ashes, and I have done that many.
Okay.
times within the same lifetime. I resonate with phoenixes very heavily. In fact, if I were to ever get like a super colorful tattoo, it would be a phoenix. I
That'd be cute. Okay, Rosie. Rise from the ashes.
firmly, firmly, metaphorically, in every sense of the word, just love phoenixes. In my adulthood years, I've never applied myself this seriously to lifestyle changes.
I fear this has only been a few days, so like, just keep it up, girl.
Because I fell into the comfort of those past communities.
Okay.
And, right before I found those communities, I did apply for The Biggest Loser. Someone brought that up.
I actually think Rosie would probably do somewhat, maybe a little well on there. Maybe. Maybe. Just put her and Amber in a room. No.
Because, how the internet found out that I did that? I believe it was my stalker, because I don't know who else would have.
Weird. Weird. I've never seen anyone really talk so openly about stalking situations like the girls. I don't know. That's like such a scary thing to me. That's terrifying. I just would not be openly discussing that.
And dedicated enough to do this. I applied for The Biggest Loser. In fact, I was actually interviewed by my local news company. I don't think that footage exists on the internet.
Mm, someone probably saw it, Rosie.
But I uploaded the clip onto Vimeo per their instructions, and it was password protected, and I wasn't selected, and all of that. And then not long after that was when I learned about how awful that show actually is, and I was so glad. I was also so young; it would have been the worst mistake of my life if I had ever been on that show. And then I found out about the body positivity and everything, and I was just really glad it never happened. But
I thought the body positivity portion was bad for you. Huh?
that found out about it is someone somehow found out that that video existed and cracked the password that I didn't even have. I didn't know what the password was. I did not know how to access it. I genuinely do not know how the motherfuck they figured that out. I really,
I wouldn't say that's a stalker, Rosie.
really don't. Truly, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if it was my stock.
Hold on. I want to know what she's saying in regards to this, because, like, someone hacking your account isn't a stalker necessarily. I don't know the full story on this, though.
Truly, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if it was my stalker and the email he had compromised at some point was how he figured it out. I mean, that's the only way that made sense to me. But yeah, I did apply for The Biggest Loser because I was desperate to change. This was before I had done a lot of the deconstruction within myself and learning how to love myself for who I am in my core and my body.
Yeah, but who you are isn't fat. Like, let's separate the two, Rosie. You know? You aren't necessarily just your body. Like, I think that's more what it gets into of like self love, self acceptance.
And then I ended up overcorrecting further on down the line.
Okay.
So, all this to say, I know I'm going to be perceived in whatever ways people choose to see me, whether they want to take me at face value or assume the worst of me or assume that.
I don't think people are assuming the worst of you, Rosie, but I think people are going to notice habits and patterns if they persist. So You just gotta be ready for that, I guess.
Past patterns are the only indicator of
See.
future behavior. And I don't subscribe to that because I really
No, we're watching the behavior that you're giving us now, which I'm giving you the benefit already. Sorry, guys. To be honest, I completely forgot I was talking about the audio, not just audio, like just the recording in general. Cut out. Um, Currently editing a vlog for the second channel for the tattoo sessions, and that's like hours and hours and hours of footage that's just going to be fast forwarded through. But getting those files onto the laptop takes a lot of space, so I do apologize.
I don't need any more problems, man. I don't need any more fucking problems.
I hear you.
I've been a believer in harm reduction, and actually, a lot of my health journey has started with before I was fully on the internet and sharing my story. It was too vulnerable, and I didn't want a bunch of people being like, "Well, actually, da-da-da-da-da." But what's led me to this point that I've already had.
That is fair. That is fair. I will say, often I try to clock it myself when, like, we're going into unsolicited advice territory.
All these positive successes was taking a harm reduction approach, just
Okay.
reducing the amount of things I was eating, just reducing the amount of sugar until I've landed to this point now where I'm currently not eating out at all and potentially, seriously considering cutting fast food and, focusing a lot more on drinking water and making my sweets be things like fruits or like one ice cream cone every now and again, things like that.
Okay.
And me wanting to also just,
I mean, we saw how much sweet she be eating, though. Still quite a bit.
normalize these conversations surrounding my experiences in the way of being able to educate people and be, in a way, a cautionary tale.
Well, that's what Amber is.
Where, how overindulgence has overrun my life, how
Okay.
overconsumption has overrun my life, and the ways that I tried to mitigate that with balance instead of overcorrecting to things like full on, starving myself or full on just like cutting all spending all of this, just trying to
Yeah, doing an all or nothing approach never works, in my opinion.
live a more balanced, peaceful life that I haven't allowed myself to build over these years. So, yeah, I've had a lot on my mind and I've been struggling to figure out how to communicate it. And I'm going to listen to this back and I think I'm good with this. We'll see. We might go for round 3, but
Round 3? This took you 2 tries before? Oh my god, girl.
I just really want to thank you guys if you're already to this point, or, getting to this point, for listening and driving and watching me get to this point in my life and show that you can be this size. And if you push yourself, you can be physical, you can do more, you can be better for yourself.
Okay. Okay. Call me naive, but I'm at least enjoying the rhetoric that she's putting out. It's a lot better than Amber's.
You can be better for yourself and that you deserve it. So if you want to, do all the things like comment, subscribe, and hang out to see where this continues to go. I've got more content coming. I really appreciate every bit of support and constructive feedback. I really do. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I really, truly cannot wait to see where I end up. Because all I know is in this lifetime, I've impressed myself many times over. And that's not to be cocky. It's just to say, I've been through a lot.
I think there's a little bit of a superiority complex happening here, but I also don't know if that's necessarily the right word. A little bit of superiority mixed with, I think, a bit of a victim complex, but not anywhere as bad as Amber's. Like, it seems like Rosee might think that things just kind of happen and are out of her control, so to speak. But I don't think she fully believes that. I don't know though. We're still new to the quirky verse, I guess. But yeah, that was a long ass video, guys. God damn. God damn. What's next? So, deleted OnlyFans? Week in my life vlog. Okay, I'm a little excited to see that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. I enjoy watching Rosie's videos, but if they are going to keep getting like struck down, then obviously it's not going to happen. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm open to there being more of a dialogue. I think there can be more of a dialogue with Rosee because it's not just all fucking about her, right? She talks about much broader concepts than Amber ever could. And I think she talks about it with a bit more knowledge. And I don't know. I don't know. She's just more enjoyable to sit through. I wouldn't be able to sit through a fucking 40-minute long video of Amber just sitting there talking. Guys, it would have taken me all day to get through that. Anyways, let me know your thoughts, guys. Hope y'all are having a great Thursday once again. And again, happy Halloween Eve. I'm so pumped. I'm just going to be watching, well, not really watching, have it on in the background, like movies. Last night, Gooby and I fell asleep in bed watching the old Universal Wolfman. It's just such a vibe. I love it. Love this time of year. And I mean, it is very rainy out, so that's a bit of a bummer, but I kind of like it. And it's cozy. Thank you so much, you guys. I hope you are having a beautiful, wonderful week, a great day. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, like and subscribe, become much. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Take care.